Why did the UK faith minister kiss an Islamist's hand? Ay, 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 ay. Okay, the UK's new faith minister, Lord Wajid Khan, is facing fierce backlash after being filmed kissing the hand of Maulana Tariq Jamil, a hardline Pakistani cleric with deep ties to Islamist extremism, during the imam's visit to Burnley in the UK. Jamil, a leading figure in the Deobandi movement that has inspired radical ideologies across South Asia, has praised the Taliban and has called women to remain at home rather than join the workforce. And he's notorious for having claimed that COVID-19 was a divine punishment caused by scantily clad women. I think we covered that. But basically, this Maulana had this whole there was this huge backlash against him saying that basically like women not covering enough was like what caused COVID and us kind of being far from Allah, and he was his punishment and all this stuff. Okay. So, this video of his meeting with the faith minister was broadcast to millions via Jamil's YouTube channel, and it shows Lord Khan warmly welcoming the cleric before hosting a formal flag-draped meeting with him. So, it shows this meeting, that almost looks like an ambassadorship meeting where you have the flags of both countries presented. Um,
Wow.
Justice Secretary Robert Jenrick demanded answers, saying, quote, "Why is a government minister responsible for community relations meeting with a cleric who has made extreme outbursts?" Though Lord Khan insists the encounter was uninvited and unrelated to official duties, critics say the optics dangerously blur the lines between diplomacy and endorsement, warning that cozying up to fundamentalists undermines Britain's commitment to pluralism and women's rights. So this is a big problem for a couple of reasons. Number one, I do not understand how Maulana Tariq Jamil was allowed to come visit and preach in the United Kingdom. A lot of people focus on the bullshit he said about COVID-19, and that's kind of like his claim to notoriety. I think the bigger problem is the ties to the Deobandi extremism, how he kind of like refuses to condemn the Taliban, like statements about like suicide bombings, and mostly the connections to Tablighi the Jamaat. I have big problems with Tablighi Jamaat as a major part of the pipeline to radical violent extremism. Like, I swear to God, if you throw a stick at a jihadi who committed an act of violence, like, you're likely to hit someone that went to a Tablighi Jamaat like retreat. um, the Tablighi Jamaat is like notorious for doing these retreats for men where they are very isolated for a period of 2 weeks, and they're doing intensely Islamic stuff for 2 weeks. And that just very conveniently aligns. Look, me being in knowing a bit about indoctrination and thought reform, many things about how Tablighi Jamaat operates kind of aligns exactly with the perfect way to indoctrinate someone and do thought reform. So they come out way more intense than they used to. And the amount of people that are constantly um, doing extremist terrorist attacks that once had a connection to Tablighi Jamaat is quite extreme, quite common. So anyways, this guy, he's a part of this whole system. He's a part of this Deobandi Islamist movement in South Asia. And here he is in the UK on a speaking tour. And not only that, the faith minister who is partially responsible for community relations within his purview of his job is over here in video welcoming into his home and kissing his ring. I have a big problem with the kissing of the ring because, look, that's traditionally understood as showing fealty to that person. Like, it kissing the ring, I mean, that's literally the way that
Oh,
we
d
it's literally a phrase that we use to say that you're submitting to that person, like, "Oh, he had to go and kiss the ring." Like, whether it's like the mafia or something, you have to go kiss the ring of the mafioso or the king, right? It's about showing your the person has authority over you, right? So it just seems like so inappropriate. This faith minister, Lord Wajid Khan, defended himself in saying, "Look, my one of my parents died recently, and I've had kind of an open door policy with the community. The people can come give me their bereavements and show their condolences when I'm in this period of grieving." And so he was just here to kind of do that. But then people are like, okay, well, if that's the case, then why are you seated in the same way that people sit down for like a diplomatic meeting with the country's flags being presented? It just seemed really, really inappropriate.
Susie, can you clarify? This is so many levels of what the fuck that like. I can see why some people are saying that UK is lost. I mean, I don't like that narrative, but what the fuck? First of all, before we even talk about this extremist, the faith minister of UK is Muslim. First
Yeah.
of all, we have a faith minister that used to be what the fuck already, and now we have the faith minister of a mostly Christian country,
Well, no,
a
the UK is
Muslim.
minority Christian. UK has been minority Christian for a couple of years now.
What's the majority? There's no majority.
Yeah, I
But the
mean, they're
highest religion, no, no, the
sorry, go ahead.
highest religion is Christianity, not majority Christian. The highest religion is Christianity.
I actually don't think that's true anymore. I think it might be non-religious and atheists or just
No, no, no.
non-practicing.
Religion, that's not a religion.
Uh-huh.
The
But
highest religion.
demographically, the
Anyway,
Christians are a minority. Sorry, continue.
yeah, yeah, but that's okay. So can we get back to my point, because I'm trying to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
a
yeah.
point here. The fact, first of all, let me tell you, these used to be things that we are upset about, and now we have gone to such higher levels that it doesn't seem that important anymore. Because we used to complain about having a faith minister as a whole in any country because it violates secularism. But now, not only we have a faith minister, we have a faith minister that is a Muslim, that apparently his Islamic values influences how he does his job. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm a Muslim, but don't worry, I'm not going. That's not going to influence my decisions. Well, clearly it does. Okay, based on the picture that is being shown here. So what the fuck on that part? Second of all, this is a guy that we should be surprised that he was even allowed into the country. Like, I used to think that Western countries are so hard to be when to get a visa approved to just go visit as a fucking tourist. Now you have this nut job. This guy is a extremist. This is an extremist compared, like, other extremists would consider this guy to be an extremist. Not only he's allowed in your country, he's getting the faith minister, he's getting the government of your country welcoming him and kissing his hand, and they're welcoming him as if he's like a politician that is with flags and what the fuck is happening to your country? Like, how are you allowing this?
Yeah.
This
Kissing the
is
ring is crazy. So weird.
Your politicians are kissing the rings of
Tablighi
extremists that
Jamaat.
even average Muslims would think like, what the I mean, you don't even have to be an atheist or anti-Islamic, and Muslims, average Muslim would be like, what the fuck, this guy is an extremist. The average Muslim would be against this guy, and you have politicians that are kissing the rings of this person. How do you have a Muslim faith minister in the UK? I mean, it's you gone full Pakistan. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
To be clear, Armin, for the record, we were both correct. So Christians make up what 46% of the population, so they are a minority. And then no religion is at 37%. So you're right. It is the largest faith group, but they're also still a minority technically.
But
So it
even if
goes,
non-religions become
yeah.
higher, still the highest religion will still be Christians. Where you going?
Yeah. First biggest is Christian, then it's no religion, and then the third is Muslim at 6.5%.
By the
Just
way, by
start.
the way, by the way,
Go ahead.
I want to tell Christians, this is why we atheists were telling you that you shouldn't have faith fucking ministers. How do you like it
Mm,
now? How do you like it now? How do you like it now? Like, this is why secularists wanted to keep religion out of politics. Now that it's how do you like it now that it's not the religion that you like, huh? Are you
yeah,
guys going to become secularists like the rest of us, huh? Anyways.
yeah. Not likely. Um, yeah, and like people, oh, I like these comments from our UK friends. Okay. Shami saying, wait, Tariq Jamil was allowed to come to the UK? Yes, he was.
Not
'Cause Shami here being from the UK Pakistani community is like, wait, what the fuck? I know what yeah. He's a complete nut job in multiple areas. I would consider him a full-blown extremist. The fact that he is so big is an indictment to my ethnicity. Well, shit. Okay, your words, not mine.
not
God
that.
damn. And this is completely ridiculous. Yeah. And people who are familiar with Tablighi Jamaat know how insidious it is. Like W here is saying Tablighi Jamaat sometimes visited the masjid near us, and I really hate watching them for what they did to my brother back then. Like they really influence people to become so much more extreme. Um, yeah, this is a major problem. Let's go through the super chats, excuse me, to the comments. And then we have one more story that I
Can I
wanted
just
to touch on.
quickly?
Yeah, go
Jack
ahead.
is saying you said it's bad that he's a Muslim as a faith minister. Isn't the problem that he's a faith minister as an Islamist, not that he's a Muslim? Well, I specifically said if somebody wants to claim what is a Muslim versus an Islamist, this Islamist wants to put Islam in politics. I said if somebody wants to make a claim that his being a Muslim is not influencing his politics, well, then the pictures are saying differently. So that's what
Mm.
I addressed that already. I already addressed that part. Anyways, let's go.
Yeah,
Um,
problem. So this is just a person highlighting the original incident. Wait, scroll down.
yeah,
Um, this person react world's failing me. At least polite words.
right.
Um, yeah, and then so this person is replying to a Hindu organization that does seemingly advocacy in the UK. And then this person is like tagging a bunch of people in the government, including from the Home Office, saying, "Why was this hate preacher even allowed entry into the UK?" I think this is a major question. How was he even allowed in?
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube? Blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.